Okay, so in a previous lesson, you learned about sine, cosine, and tangent. And now what we're going to do is we're going to learn about what's called the reciprocal functions. So the reciprocal functions are 1 over sine, which is cosecant, 1 over cosine, which is secant, and 1 over cotangent, which is tangent, or 1 over tangent, which is cotangent. So I did it as sine over, or cosine over sine, but I could have done it as 1 over tangent of theta. Remember that tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. So, and the reason why I defined it, I could define tangent here as sine over cosine is because if I had opposite over hypotenuse and then adjacent over hypotenuse, then I'd have opposite over hypotenuse times hypotenuse over adjacent because I invert and multiply and my hypotenuses cancel out and I'm left with opposite over adjacent. I always get to this like weird thing, like is it hypotenuses? Hypotenuse? I don't think you ever, I had a whole discussion about this with somebody else about the fact that there should really not be a plural of a hypotenuse. But anyways, okay, so if I want to find all 6 trig functions, so that means that I want to find sine, cosine, tangent, and I want to find cosecant, secant, and then cotangent. So I want to find all 6 of them. First thing I need to do is find my missing side, which is a. So a squared plus 5 squared is equal to 6 squared. So a squared plus 25 is equal to 36. So a squared is equal to 11. So a is equal to the square root of 11. So now my theta, sine of theta is 5 over 6. Cosine of theta is going to be root 11 over 6. Tangent of theta is going to be 5 over root 11, and I have to rationalize the denominator, so multiply top and bottom by root 11. So 5 root 11, oh my goodness, 5 root 11 over 11, and then cosecant is 6 over 5, so I just flipped the fraction. So 1 over sine would be the same thing as just flipping my numerator, my denominator. So secant would be 6 over root 11, and then I rationalize my denominator, so multiply top and bottom by the root 11, so 6 root 11 over 11, and then cotangent is root 11 over 5. Okay? Again, 6 trig functions, I'm going to find my missing value of c, so 6 squared, plus 10 squared is equal to c squared, so 36 plus 100 is equal to c squared. 136 is equal to c squared, so c is the square root of 136. 136 is divisible, I believe, by 4, so that's 3, 12, 16, 4. So that c is equal to root 4 times root 34. So c is 2 roots 34. Okay, erase my arithmetic here. So now we'll do sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. Okay, so sine of theta. So sine is 10 over 2 root 34, which is 5 over root 34. So I multiply by root 34 over root 34. So 5 root 34 over 34. Okay, and then cosecant would have been root 34 over 5. So I did use actually my simplified version here to flip. And then cosine, 6 over 2 root 34, which is 3 over root 34. So multiply by root 34, over root 34. So 3 root 34 over 34. And then secant is root 34 over 3. And then tangent is 10 over 6, which is 5 over 3. So then it's 3 over 5 for cotangent. All right, so let's look at tangent of theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So I have c squared. So 1 squared plus 3 squared is equal to c squared. 1 plus 9 is equal to c squared. 10 is equal to c squared. So c is root 10. So I have to find the other missing trig function. So I want sine, cosine. I already know tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. So sine is 1 over root 10. So I multiply by root 10 over root 10, and I get root 10 over 10. Cosecant is root 10 over 1, so just root 10. Cosine is going to be 3 over root 10, so I multiply by root 10 over root 10. So I get 3 root 10 over 10. And then secant is root 10 over 3. And then cotangent is adjacent over opposite. So that's 3 over 1, which is just 3. All right, and that is it for this lesson.